Welcome to Choices with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette Harris, and I'm here with State Representative Sylvester Turner, and you're here at H.I.S.D. board meeting.
Yes, we are here talking about Booker T. Washington High School. The board tonight established a special account for monies for Booker T. Washington, and it looks like before all is said and done, we'll probably deposit between $125,000 to $150,000 into that special account for Booker T. Washington. So I'm excited. The support has just been overwhelming, and so but now we've got to keep it going. It's not a one-day, one-week event. It is an ongoing event. We've got to rebuild the attendance at Booker T. Washington. So for all of those who are out there, if you know any student that should be going to Booker T. Washington or desire to go to Booker T. Washington, no better place than Booker T. Washington to go and be a student.
I know they're trying to put a lot of programs there from the Boy Scouts as well.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts programs, the auto mechanics program is coming back. The Texas A&M system is going to be partnering with the engineering magnet program, so that's going to be major. We're putting a lot more emphasis and funding back into the band program, the Baby Ocean of Soul. So you got to have the band got to come back. So that's going to come back. We're going to spruce the facility up. It's an old building. It needs to be a new facility, but until such time as that happens, we're going to spruce up the facility there, and a lot more emphasis will be placed and given to the students at Booker T. Washington and the faculty. We just want them to know that we do not intend at all to lose the school, but we want to take it to another level.
So what will they do about the schools that are feeding into Booker T. Washington?
And I'm glad you asked that question. Schools like M.C. Williams, because if you want, for example, effective programs at the high school level, they have to start in the feeder programs, like in the middle schools. So making sure that the band for M.C. Williams Middle School and the other schools that feed into Booker T. Washington, that those programs are restored. We want to make sure that the programs are in place with the feeder schools, that they have the support that they need, so that when they leave, when the kids leave the feeder schools, they can go right into Booker T. Washington and continue what they have gotten below.
Now, you played such a major part in this. I remember the meeting that we had over at Booker T. Washington. A large number of people, pastors, a lot of ex-students came. Why are you taking such a major role in this?
Because if we cut off our history, we may as well stop in our tracks. That's one thing. Two, I've visited the school. I've sat down and had lunch with those kids. You can't talk about the consumers if you don't go and sit down and talk with them. I talk with those kids. And if you ask, one thing about students, you ask them a question, they'll give you a very candid answer. They talked about the history of Booker T. Washington, but they also talked about the fact that they want to learn. They don't want to feel like they are forgotten. If they was having a sense that people kind of giving up on them to some degree. And they represent not just our future, but they represent where we are right now. And if all of us, if we're not so pompous or arrogant and reflect back on our own lives and our history, there were people who invested in us. Well, we owe them the same type of support, love, and commitment. And at that night, if you can recall, to see those high school students, and if you will, to see those black young males get up and stand up at the front of the audience and see the light up in their eyes, spoke volumes. We can save our kids. We can save our young men. We can save our young girls, women, but in order for us to do that, we've got to invest in them. There's more to it than just say no. Okay? You got to say yes to them. And words are great, but action speaks even louder. And I believe they are challenging us to demonstrate that we really care for them. And once you demonstrate that you care to our young folk, then you can offer some criticisms. Then you can say, pull up your pants. But first, they got to see that you are there for them, for their best interest. And Booker T. Washington represents the oldest high school for African Americans in this entire county. 1893. The first school in this county for African Americans used to be called the Old Colored High. And then after Booker T. Washington came Jack Yates and Worthen and Wheatley and Cashmere. Booker T. Washington represents the first school in H.I.S.D. where a magnet program was put in place. It's the first magnet program was put in at Booker T. The only high school project that's been on a NASA flight came from Booker T. Washington High School. Okay, so we're not talking about just any school. You're talking about a school with some rich history, a strong legacy. The band, that was the Baby Ocean of Soul. That's not just any band. Well, you mean to tell me that on our watch, when many of us are more educated, even with the bad economy, making more money, we're in leadership positions, that we are going to stand down and allow a school like Booker T. Washington to fade into the darkness? That is a reflection on us, okay? And we can't wait on other people to save our institutions. So that's why I'm in this. So goes Booker T, so goes Jack Yates.
Because Jack Yates had $1 million.
Jack Yates has $1 million, but if you, I'm an Alpha, okay? From Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, okay? We are the first, we are the mother of the others. If you want to get rid of the others, you get rid of Alpha, then there will be no Omega, okay? If you want to start reducing the influence or eliminating the Jack Yates, the Worthens, the Cashmere, get rid of Booker T. Washington. Whether people like it or not, the South Side is connected to the North Side. The North Side is connected to the South Side. As goes one, so will go the other. So you can put $1 million, you can put $2 million into Jack Yates or any other school. But if we allow the Booker T. Washingtons of the world to fade into the night, then we are slowly working against our own interests, irrespective of which side of town we may live.
Give us 1, 2, 3 what we need to do.
We need to stay involved. We cannot be a microwave. This is not a microwave struggle, okay? Number one, you can't ask other people to take care of our children more than we're willing to take care of themselves. So volunteer. That doesn't cost you anything but time. Volunteer. Number two, contribute financially. Okay, that's number two. Number three, attend meetings like tonight. Okay, and let me just add number four, and probably should be at the very beginning. Parents must be involved with their children. That's not a poor thing or a rich thing. I didn't come out of a rich family. Neither one of my parents graduated from high school. But my mom and my dad were very involved in my role in school. They wanted to know. If the teacher gave me a note and I came home, my mom, for example, would say, read the note and don't leave out one word. Okay? Read the note, don't leave out one word. Children want their parents involved. So, you know, parental involvement, 1. 2, volunteer. Number 3, give money. And don't be more supportive just because they're at a football game and not be involved with their academic programs. So parents, volunteer, give money.
You heard it. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you taking such a lead role.
Look, it's what I'm obligated to do. Okay, I'm not doing any more than what I should be doing. When you think about it, we've all been blessed. Number one, I love what I do, and the people in this city have simply been so supportive of Sylvester Turner. Okay, yeah, I've had my moments, but people in this city have been very, very supportive of me. How dare I not give everything that I have before my time clock runs out?
So they can call your office if they need to know where to give.
Look, they can call my office just like tonight. People were giving the checks tonight. I came to H.I.S.D board meeting, and I tell you, people brought checks to me tonight. That's why I'm excited. People say that that African Americans won't give. I beg to differ. African Americans will give. They simply have to believe that what they're given to is worthwhile. But they will give. Don't tell me about what they won't do. Make it worthwhile. Talk to them on a level that they understand. Talk to them, and with them, not down to them, and they will step up each and every time. I believe that. And tonight demonstrated that, because if you can sit at your seat, now let me tell you, when you can sit in your chair and someone comes up to you to give a check, when you didn't ask for it, they come up to you and say, look, I know we're here for Booker T. This is please include my check in your presentation tonight. Number one, it's a God thing. And number two, positives will negate a negative anytime, any place, anywhere.
Isn't that good? But you know what? He's a preacher. He is a preacher. He's a state representative, but he's a real preacher. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeanette. I love you. Merry Christmas.